Welcome to Cooking with Bubbles. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Rodney. Let's get started.
Okay.
Wow, back to doing what we love to do, cooking together in our own kitchens, drinking some bubbles.
I got a little small one, but it's a screw cap. It's a little teeny bottle this time.
Yes. Ooh, pop, pop.
It's all good. Pop.
Ooh, fizzy, fizzy.
All right. Sometimes it's nice to have these little bitty bottles.
Yeah. What are you putting in yours? Cranberry?
I am.
Me too. Cheers.
Clink.
Clink.
So here we are in our own separate kitchens, doing what we love to do, which is cooking with Bubbles. So what are we going to make today?
So today we are going to make my Grandma Wappes' peanut butter cookie recipe. This is a recipe I grew up on. I've made it many times myself as an adult, and we've tested other recipes for peanut butter cookies, and I always come back to this one because it is the best, and it's very, very easy.
Yeah.
So we're going to get started, and
all right.
We're going to start with taking some butter and sugar, two kinds of sugars. So it's a half a cup of butter, which is a stick, and a cup of white sugar and a cup of brown sugar, and we're going to put those together in the KitchenAid. We're going to cream them up until they're nice and fluffy.
In our mixer.
In our mixer, sorry, in our stand mixer, and we are going to cream it up really nicely.
All right. So we'll come back when we're done with this being all creamed together.
Yeah, we're going to get creamed and then we'll be back. All right, we've creamed our butter and sugar a little bit, and now we're going to add in our eggs and our milk, and that will really help it to cream up nicely. So we're using 2 eggs and a 1/4 cup or 4 tablespoons, however you like to measure, of milk. And as always, I use whole milk because what's the point?
Especially for baking.
Right. 4 tablespoons. Get this started again. We're going to cream it up some more, and then we'll come back and see how it looks.
Okay. Get ready to do it.
All right, we've creamed together our butter, sugars, our eggs, and our milk, and it looks really good. Lisa, how does yours look?
Mine looks really, really good. And just before I put the peanut butter in, I want to show you what this looks like. It's nice.
Oh my goodness.
And fluffy mixture.
That looks great.
I think that's the key, is getting it nice and fluffy, right?
Yes, definitely. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in 3/4 of a cup of peanut butter. I like smooth peanut butter in my cookies. You could use crunchy if you wanted to, if that was your preference, but I always used smooth for mine. I think my grandma always used smooth. But I have had peanut butter recipes before, peanut butter cookies that used crunchy, and you can definitely do that if you prefer that.
All right. So we're just going to blend all this stuff together.
Yeah. We'll be right back and show you what that looks like when we're done.
Okay. Okay, so next we're going to be putting in our flour, baking soda, and salt. It's a teaspoon each of baking soda and salt, and 2½ cups of flour. I pre-mixed my dry together just to make sure everything was really well blended. So I put a little bit in at a time and stir.
Usually I put it all in together and just start my mixer out slowly so it doesn't throw flour all over my kitchen.
You're brave. I had flour all over my head. All right, so let's have a few bubbles before we get these things rolled out.
For sure. Clink. All right. We got them all mixed up, and now we're going to do 2 different methods. And so I'll just tell you that my mom, when she makes these, and my grandma when she used to, she would take about half of this dough and roll it up into a log. And I think, Lisa, that's what you're going to do today, right?
That's exactly right.
Yep, we roll it into logs, we chill it in the refrigerator, and then when it comes out in a few hours, we slice it, make them into balls, and put them on the cookie sheet. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to modernize this recipe just a little bit, and I'm going to use my cookie baller.
Oh, nice.
That I'm so excited I got for Christmas from my mom. And I'm just going to take, it's a 40, it says 40 on the inside of my little dipper. So I think that means about 40 cookies for this batch.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
And that's about what I anticipate getting based on this size of batch. So it's really, really easy. I just scoop some in there, and almost like a little ice cream scooper. I just squeeze it, and it just like puts it out, and it puts it in a nice little ball on my parchment paper. And
I'm using wax paper.
Okay. And using a little bit of flour too.
Yes, and so once I get this out of the bowl, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of flour on it to help keep my hands from getting sticky, but also I think it'll help me form the logs. That was a little trick from your mom.
That's what he said.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, mom has walked us through this recipe before on Zoom, and so we've learned all those tricks.
Yeah, I've been supervised.
Me too, and it's a good thing. So let's go ahead and
kind of a long log.
Yeah, let's watch you do your log.
Maybe about a 2-inch circle, something like that. That's what it should be.
I am going to, in addition to using the baller, scooper, whatever you call it, I'm going to further experiment by putting mine in the freezer instead of the fridge to chill, because I don't have any refrigerator space because our refrigerator is on the fritz, and we're down to one little refrigerator in the laundry room. And B, I know that for certain types of cookies, when you bake them frozen, it helps keep them taller. You don't end up with flat cookies on your cookie sheet.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see if that's the case with peanut butter cookies. And this might be the new way I make these. So I'm kind of excited to see how it turns out. So let me know when you've got your log ready.
So I do. I've got 2 logs. I'm going to just turn my camera around so you can get an up close view of what the 2 logs are looking like, all wrapped up.
Very
and
nice.
I'll be able to refrigerate these. They need to be refrigerated for about 3 or 4 hours.
Okay. So I'm going to finish balling mine, and then we'll come back and come back in a few hours, and we'll finish baking.
Sounds good.
All right, welcome back. So we finished rolling, and it's been a few hours now, and mine are nice and frozen. Lisa's got her logs out, and she's rolling them and getting ready to place them on a cookie sheet. One of the things that is important with peanut butter cookies is doing the little crisscross on the top. And I did not do that before mine were put in the freezer. So I did that as best as I can with frozen peanut butter cookie balls. And a thought I just had as I'm thinking through this is I should have done that before I froze them, so they would already have the crisscross in them, and it would make it really easy to just throw them in, and they would still come out looking like peanut butter cookies. Yeah. So since I didn't do that, I just crisscrossed them as best I could with frozen balls, and now I'm going to throw them in the oven. And you're continuing to.
I'm done with my first ones, and we have that oven set at 350 degrees. So these are going to go. I'm going to go pop these in now too.
All right, very good. Here we go. All right, we've baked our first batch, and I think that it is freezer for the win on the peanut butter cookies. Mine actually turned out a lot fluffier, a lot thicker, I should
Wow.
say, than when I would put them in the fridge. So I let them sit on the pan for just a few minutes before I'm taking them off. They're coming out very nicely. I'll take this pan out before it gets too brown. Perfect.
These smell absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, the whole house smells amazing right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can still see the little crisscrosses that I put in the top of the frozen cookies.
Yeah.
So that's
So
good to
mine
know,
are
although I
about,
still think next time I'll do it first before I freeze them.
here's how thick mine turned out. And I think they look good. They still look thick. I've got the hash marks.
Yeah, mine are a little bit thicker maybe.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yep. And
I
they
may have
might
to try this one.
deflate. They might deflate a little bit as they sit here and cool. You gonna taste yours?
Well, let's give this a taste as soon as you get yours on your tray.
Okay. Give it a taste. There's what it looks like. Oh my gosh. Smells so good.
The best recipe. Super, super chewy and delicious.
Thank you. Thank you, Grandma Wappes.
Wow.
Ooh, it's hot. Wow. Such an easy recipe. I'll drink bubbles to that.
I will too.
Like, awesome. Well, we want to thank our virtual audience for joining us today. And we want to thank you all so much for joining Cooking with Bubbles. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/cookingwithbubbles.
And if you have any suggestions on other things that we should bake or cook, please send it to us by email at cookingwithbubbles@yahoo.com. That takes care of it for today. I'm Lisa.
Awesome. And I'm Rodney. See you next time.